Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Data Playbook. We have our Week 14 Sunday games to go through, but just before I do that, as a reminder, this is a tool that I'm working on, and I'm continuing to improve it. I'm going to try to get individual defensive stats in soon, and it's almost there, but it's just not quite there yet. So if you want to see that when it comes out, go ahead and leave a subscribe, and you'll get to see the updates as they come out. But other than that, let's get into the details of this game. For one more divisional matchup, we have Chicago going to Green Bay, where Green Bay's favored on the money line with a spread of 6.5 and a total line of 43.5. Here is your season averages for the teams. And then looking at our rankings, you have the Bears with a pretty good offense, a scoring rank of 8, a passing rank of 15, and a rushing rank of 2, and even a tight end rank of 16. Defensively, though, they're a little below average, with an allowed scoring rank of 25, an allowed passing rank of 21, and an allowed rushing rank of 28. For Green Bay, you have about an average offense with a scoring rank of 10, a passing rank of 13, and a rushing rank of 15, and then about top third in the league with their defense, having an allowed scoring rank of 6, an allowed passing rank of 7, an allowed rushing rank of 9, and an allowed tight end rank of 7. Getting into the quarterbacks, you have Caleb Williams and Jordan Love, with Williams averaging 18.6 fantasy points per game, and Love averaging 16.5. And there's their seasonal averages, as well as their turnovers, where you have Williams with 5 interceptions this season, and 1 fumble lost due to a sack. And with Love, you have 3 interceptions, with 2 fumbles lost due to sacks. And then looking at their share, you have Caleb Williams with 17.1% of the rushing carry share and 17.6% of the rushing yard share, and Love with 13.1% of the rushing carry share and 13.3% of the rushing yard share. For your running backs, you have DeAndre Swift and Josh Jacobs. Swift averages 14.4 fantasy points per game, and Jacobs averages about 17.3. And then there's your running back averages. And with Swift, you have 2 rushing fumbles this season, and Jacobs has 1 rushing fumble this season. Looking into their charts, with Swift, you get about 45% of the rushing carry share and about 44.5% of the rushing yard share, and the largest portion of that is taken up by the backup, Kyle Monagai. With Josh Jacobs, you're at 59.6% of the rushing carry share and 59.1% of the rushing yard share, and same story where the largest portion after him is taken up by the backup, Emmanuel Wilson, at about 27% for both. For your number 1 receivers, you have DJ Moore, since Romo Duns is out, and Christian Watson. DJ Moore averages 10.2 fantasy points per game, and Watson averages 12.6. And then there's your player seasonal averages. And since there's no turnovers, go ahead and pause if you want to look at any of this data in more detail. But otherwise, we're going to move on to the charts, where you have DJ Moore at 17% of the target share and 18.3% of the receiving yard share. And that makes him about the second most targeted receiver and gives him about the second most receiving yards on the team, as expected for what would really be the number 2 receiver. And for Watson, you have 11.2% of the target share and 14.4% of the receiving yard share. That's a little smaller than you expect for number 1, but they've been rotating people out all season, so you'll see that spread out all over the place here for Green Bay. For the number 2 receivers in this game, you have Luther Burden and Romeo Doubs, with Burden averaging 6.1 fantasy points per game and Doubs averaging 10.9. We flipped over the season averages if you need those, and there are no other turnovers, so we'll move into the charts, where you have Burden at 9.2% of the target share and 12% of the receiving yard share. And then with Doubs, you have him at 23.4% of the target share and 21.4% of the receiving yard share. And that does make Doubs the most targeted and have the most receiving yards on the team. Wrapping up the receiving game with our tight ends, you have Colston Loveland and Luke Musgrave, with Loveland averaging 8.2 fantasy points per game and Musgrave averaging 2.9. And with your tight end season averages, and with no turnovers, we're just going to go look at the charts, where you have Loveland at 11.9% of the target share and 14.8% of the receiving yard share, and Musgrave is at just under 6% of the target share and about 5.5% of the receiving yard share. So that wraps up all your individual data in this game. It will be an interesting one to watch, because you do have a pretty good offense here from the Bears, but they're going against a pretty good defense, and then you have about an average offense going against a pretty bad defense. So it does seem like it would favor Green Bay, especially being at home. And once again, looking at the scoring ranks to really make the determination, with an allowed scoring rank of 25 here for the Bears, against a scoring rank of 10 here for Green Bay, and then an allowed scoring rank of 6 for Green Bay against a scoring rank of 8 for Chicago. So it may come down to just who can outscore the other team more, and the numbers would suggest that would be Green Bay. And with that, I hope that you enjoyed and got something out of it, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment on what other data you want to see in the future. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.